Hello and welcome to Good at Voice with the Tara Sampson Voice Studio. I'm Tara Sampson. Let's talk about music. So today we are talking about solfege. Now, some of you may not know what solfege is. So you've probably heard that song from The Sound of Music, do, a deer, a female deer, re, a drop of golden sun. But what you didn't know was that you were learning solfege. Solfege is when you give every note of a scale a different syllable, and that syllable is used every time that note appears. So for today's purposes, we are working with the major scale. There are altered syllables that we can work with in terms of altered pitch, but for today, to keep it simple, we are going to work with the major scale and no altered pitches. So why learn solfege? I get that question a lot from my students. What's the point? What is it helpful for? The two main things that it is amazing for are ear training and sight singing, also known as sight reading. So we'll start with ear training. What does that mean? Ear training is training your ear to recognize different pitches and intervals, meaning distances between notes, without having to sing all the way through them, right? So when we sing songs, most songs aren't just going up or down a scale. They use jumps all the time. These are your intervals. And what we're doing with solfege is training our mind and our ear to recognize different intervals that are often used and being able to sing them without having to sing up and down through the scale. Sight singing or sight reading goes hand in hand with your music theory. So if you aren't familiar with music theory, that just means reading music. Music is its own language. So if you haven't already, please check out my Intro to Music Theory videos before watching the rest of this one, because I really think those will set you up well for this video if you're new to music. If not, let's keep jumping in. So sight reading would be if I handed you a piece of sheet music and only gave you either your starting pitch or your do, which is the name of your key, you would be able to sing the rest. So your starting pitch and do are not always the same, important thing to note, but you would be able to sing through it with some practice for sure, but sing through it without me having to play it for you or without you having to go to a video or a recording to learn it. Those are invaluable skills as a singer, my friends. Whether you are performing live or rehearsing for a musical or recording a song in the studio or practicing with your band, these are incredibly helpful tools to have as a singer. Where might one use these? So in terms of auditions, I do a lot of musical theater. I'm a professional singer and actor. So I can't tell you how many times I've been in an audition and you bring in something you've prepared for sure. Hopefully they like it, they give you a callback, and at that callback, they might have you read or sing for one character and then realize you might be a better fit for a different one that they didn't actually tell you to prepare for. So they can very well hand you a piece of music and say, hey, can we hear this in 5-10 minutes? That can be really intimidating. You're already nervous because you're at an audition, and now you have to look at a brand new piece of music and learn it in 5 minutes and then go in there and try to get a job. If you know solfege, it really helps to calm those nerves because that's what this is for. So even though, yes, it has lyrics, you can relate it to solfege and listen to and pay attention to these different intervals and then go back to the lyrics. And you have these intervals locked down in your brain and filed away so that when you need them in an audition setting, you can call them right back up. Another great time to use this is in rehearsals. I have vocal directed professionally as well, and there was a time in a rehearsal where one of the actors was having a hard time hearing this harmony that she was singing. I asked if she knew solfege. She said yes. We looked at her music and it was simply a do to mi. Learning to read that is in terms of music theory, so be sure to check out my other Intro to Music Theory videos. Links are down below. But otherwise, we were able to just say, oh, it's do to mi. That's a major third. Great. So she practiced it as do to mi a couple times, and was able to lock it in and go back to lyrics in no time at all. That's just one instance in the professional world of that becoming super helpful. You can also teach yourself music with this, my friends. Especially now, as of recording this video, we are still, unfortunately, in the midst of COVID-19. So all auditions right now are, you guessed it, self-tape. So some people have the luxury to hire someone to help them learn music virtually, maybe, or to play the piano and just record the melody for them to practice with. Others may not have that luxury, especially if you're singing a song that there is no recording of. If you're practicing a new song, you're teaching yourself a song that's really rare, that you can't find a recording of, or maybe you want to sing it in a different key than it was originally written and recorded in. You can teach yourself music using Solfege. It's super helpful and easy to apply, easy to learn. So let's jump into it. The different syllables with Solfege are do, re, mi, fa, so, la, ti, do. These go hand in hand with the different scale degrees you're singing, and they are paired with hand signs. So the reason we have hand signs with these is because we use kinesthetic learning with this. Kinesthetic learning is when you use your body, you use physical movement to help you commit something to memory. So we have these super helpful hand signs to not only remind us what the syllables are, but also the distance between them, because, my friends, these hand signs move up and down. So you can physically see how big or how small the distance between two notes are. So what are these hand signs? For your syllable do, your hand sign is a closed fist. Now I'm seated so you can't see it, but it should start around the belly button, wherever's comfy. So do is just our closed fist. Re, we simply tilt the elbow down a little bit on a diagonal and straighten out that hand. So you've got a diagonal line here. Mi, just raise that elbow to make a flat line. Be careful of what that thumb's doing. It can change the meaning of the pitch, so keep that thumb kind of tucked away. Fa is a thumbs down. We're now kind of around the mouth. If we started lower at the belly button, it should be around here, shoulder height. So, flat hand, you'll be looking directly at your palm. The rest of the world will see the back of your hand. And keep that thumb tucked again, my friends, because if we move that thumb up, it does change the meaning to an altered pitch that we're not talking about today, but just know that it's out there and keep that thumb tucked. La comes next, and we've got a couple schools of thought on la. Some people do just simply a relaxed hand down. I like to do a little more structure to it, so it's almost like a C, and then you flip it, like a kind of an elongated C flipped upside down. Either one, though, you're not going to go wrong, my friends. And then we've got T. So T, if you know American Sign Language, a D in sign language, and then just tilted. Or you can think of it as just the 0 and then point and tilt it sideways. So that index finger is up with T. And then we're back to do. Closed fist again, should end up around the forehead, maybe even a little above the head. Now, I normally do them directly in front of me. That's just my inner choir kid training. But if you prefer to do them to the side, there's no right or wrong here in this YouTube world. So we have, going through that one more time a little bit faster, we have do, re, mi, fa, so, la, ti, do. So think about that, my friends. Our major scale, this is a little review from one of our music theory classes, but our major scale pattern is whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, whole step, half step, right? Do to re is a whole step. Re to mi is a whole step. Mi to fa, look how small that movement is. Mi to fa is only a half step. Fa to so, whole step. So to la, whole step. La to ti, whole step. And now ti to do, again, teeny little movement. Ti to do is our half step. So now we have our major scale all the way up through do. This major scale goes up and down, so practice it going down as well. Do, ti, la, so, fa, mi, re, do. Feel free to practice that a few times as well, my friends. Now, what on earth could this possibly sound like? We're going to use just the key of C major today. So that's what we're working with. And we're going to sing through that together, my friends. So we have do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. And let's try going back down. Do, ti, la, sol, fa, mi, re, do. Wonderful. So we just went up and back down our major scale. Now it's important to remember, my friends, that just because we're using just this one octave, the major scales don't stop repeating themselves. So just like on the piano or on a guitar, you can play it in all different octaves. We can sing this in different octaves as well. So starting on this low do, we can also go down from there. Do, ti, la, sol, fa. Now I dropped out because it was too low for me to sing, but it repeats going down as well as above that high do. So just because we're working in this one chunk, we will have drills and exercises that take us above and below that. So be sure to keep that in mind as we work. I'll reference it as low do and high do to give you a frame of reference for where we're working. So I'm going to sing through it one more time with you, and then I'll give you a chance to practice on your own a couple of times, and then I won't even play it all. I'll do the hand signs with you and let you sing and hear it all on your own. Okay, so let's sing through that one more time together. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Do, ti, la, sol, fa, mi, re, do. Beautiful. All right, my friends, I'm going to play that. I'll play it once slowly, and then I will play it again a little bit faster so that you can sing along and practice singing it nice and slowly, and then practice singing it a little bit faster. All right, here we go. Great. Let me know how you did in the comments. All right, my friends, now let's try a little bit faster. There's our key one more time. Great. I hope you're doing well. Now I'm going to play it about that same tempo, but I'm not going to do the hand signs with you this time. I'm going to let you take care of that all on your own. Don't forget to breathe. Great. Wonderful, my friends. Now I'm going to do one more where I'm just going to play you do, and you'll try singing all the way through it all on your own. Excellent. I hope you're doing great, my friends. Now, I want to give you a little trick of the trade that will help you when we move on to our next video, which will all be solfege drills. Now, my friends, when we're given a drill, not everyone gives you that much to work with. If you're working on a new song or you're working on something at an audition where it was just kind of thrown at you last minute, you may not have anything to reference. They may only give you the starting note and say, great, okay, we'll see you in a few minutes. And you have to go off and hope you get it, right? So a good way to anchor yourself, if they give you the starting note and you know, if you're looking at the music and you know that that's not do, maybe the starting note is a fa or a so or something like that, I suggest asking if they can play you do or play you the key, so that you have it, because do is always the name of your key. If you're in the key of C, C is do. If you're in the key of A flat major, A flat is do, and so on. So if the starting note is not do and they only give you the starting note, it's totally okay to ask if they don't mind playing you real quick just what your do is, or even set you your key. Once you have do, then we can locate all of these other pitches, right? So we have our do, and a great way to help you and give you an extra little boost is to sing through your anchoring pitches. These are the pitches that define the key musically and for our ears. So that means do, mi, so, high do, so, mi, back down to low do, low so the so below this low do, and then back up to do. This way we've given ourselves and our brains and our ears, and even our muscle memory and our voices, a roadmap for where these pitches might fall, so that as we're singing the song, if we see, oh, that's do to so or do to fa, it helps you narrow down where that might be in your voice. Okay, so let's try that. Don't forget your hand signs, my friends. Do, mi, so, mi, do, so, do. That is setting us up for our key. So I'm going to play that and sing that one more time. I'm just right-handed, so it's a little easier for me to do this way. I'll play it and sing it with you, but you make sure you're doing the hand signs along with it, okay? Do, mi, so, mi, do, so, do. Now we've given ourselves anchoring pitches throughout the key, so that as we're practicing whatever solfege drill or sight reading or audition piece we might be looking at, we've anchored different parts of that key throughout our voice so we can feel and hear a little bit better if we're off or right on the money. Okay, my friends? Thanks for watching. Thanks for sticking around this long. And if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please don't hesitate to reach out. I can be found at tarasampsonvoice.com. You can email me, tara@tarasampsonvoice.com, or simply comment down below. Thanks so much, and I will see you next time. Keep singing, my friends.